Yeah, hello folks. Good morning or have a good day, depending on your current location. This is Edward Kinslokan, and today I'll be taking you through something interesting actually. That has been one of the biggest challenge for Tally Prime or Tally ERP9 users. It has to do with reporting. Okay, sometimes you want to actually pull some information where you can actually at least massage the figures and work something with it, or you just want to do something with the figures. But Tally has a way of reporting that makes it quite difficult for people to actually, or for it users to actually do or use. It has this particular feature where these figures comes with the DR and the CR. Okay, so the DR is like debit figures, and the CR will be the credit figures. For those ones who are actually more into in accounting, you understand what I'm saying. So, but the interesting thing is that when you are trying to do simple addition or multiplication or subtraction, you find it quite difficult getting the actual figures because ideally this DR should be a positive figure and this CR should be a negative figure. But Tally's way of reporting bring the CR and the calculation is already done. Suppose you want to do your own calculations to confirm some of these things. You come here, this one here, you add it to the debit figure within the transactions or in that particular period. Okay, so this is the opening balance, and this is the transaction that actually occurred within the particular year that we're looking at. Okay, minus this credit amount. When you key, you get 0, and here is also negative. But same doesn't happen here. Okay, so when I come here and I say, okay, this amount here plus this one there minus the credit amount, I get 15,600, which shouldn't be the case. So we are looking at a way in which we can format this particular one here, so it will look like a negative amount if it's credit, a positive amount if it's debit, so that we can get the same calculations. I don't know if I get what I'm saying. So basically, what we can do is maybe for those Excel users, some people will think that okay, then why don't we do something like if the left amount or the right amount, let's say if right of this one, okay, how many characters? You're looking at 2 characters, okay. If the right of this amount is equal to dr, comma, then this one here should be multiplied by 1. And if it's false, then this one here, which is what B10 or the opening balance, should be multiplied by -1. This is what some of you might think that that's the best way to do it. But let's see what happens when you do it. You see that this one turns what? -4,200. Let's scroll it down here. What happens? Exactly. So what Excel is telling us is that it's not recognizing the fact that this DR here is attached to the amount. And when you come here, you can see that this DR here is not attached to the amount. Okay. So I mean that you need to go beyond just an if to actually do this calculation. And that's where the formula that I've actually located comes to play. Okay. So it's a simple formula, I must confess. It's a very, very simple formula. But it's not something that needs to be committed to memory. I'll be sharing this particular here with you, this particular one formula here or function here with you. Actually, you need to go beyond just a normal if. Okay, this is a normal if. What you need to do basically is to what you need to go into what VBA, where you need to code this one in there. I don't know if I get what I'm saying. So let me just start something so you can understand here. So this simple formula won't work because Excel doesn't recognize the fact that the DR is attached to this particular amount here. So it's actually embedded in there. So it's not attached to the amount. So Excel formulas won't work for here. Okay, so let me just start the process. It's very simple. Just right click here, accounts receivables. Okay, we right click accounts receivables, view code. Okay, view code. Then there's a part where you come to insert, then insert what module. Okay, so basically just copy this data here, this information here, it actually has to do with the definition of the function, where it's like more like you are creating the function in Excel. That will be called what? A credit debit. That will look at changing the ones with DR to positive and changing the ones with CR to negative. So as you can see here is the formula. It's like more like we are defining what it should be like. It said if right of the string value, the string value is in 2 characters is CR, then you should multiply what that cell by -1. And if it's if it's not so, then you should multiply it by 1. So basically that's the meaning of this whole function here. So you can just copy this function here. Just come here and you paste it. Okay, so there's a red sign. Actually, that's telling us that there's an error. I think it's not really an error. You just have to end the function. So this one has to come down here. Okay, yeah. So I'll be sharing this particular information here with you, so that at least you can just copy and paste. You don't need to go through the hassle and tussles of it just to understand how it's like. So you just solve the problem. So once you do that, you got Control S. You save this. This information can save. You just click yes. Okay, then you close it. So you close this VBA interface. Then you come here. They start to use the formula, the function that we created, which is our credit debit. As you can see, it's right here. Okay, it's right here. So credit debit, you pick this particular amount here. So you can see that this whole amount that was 4,200 DR is now 4,200 without any DR or CR. So we can extend this one here. We can even as well actually bring opening balance. Opening balance here. Let's say our debit will be there, our credits, and what our closing balance. Okay, so we can just do the wrap test so that at least it looks a bit attractive or sexy in a way. Okay, so basically this. So once we pull this formula here down, anything that has CR should be a negative amount. So you can see that right from the onset, 7,800 CR is now negative 7,800. So let's just pull it, and the 2 is also a -2 instead of what a 2 CR. So let's pull it down here, and we are getting exactly what we need to get here. So you can see that this 500 CR here is now -500. So folks, this is a simple way in which you can correct this, or you can actually format this particular information which Tally gives us into information that we can actually work with in a way. Okay, so now if I come here and I'm trying to do, let's say, a check and balance. Okay, let me just say something like a check and balance. If I come down here, then I say, okay, let me just add these ones to see what happens. So the opening balance plus debit minus credits. Okay, how much are we getting? We are getting 0 here. If I scroll down there, we are getting what -2 here. So we see that basically we are getting the same results as it should be. You can just do a check and balance here. This minus that. See that every amount here will be 0 because everything is conforming to how it should be. Okay, so folks, this is a simple way to solve this particular problem. Maybe there can be other ways we can do it, but I think this is one best way to solve this problem. So I'll be sharing this source code, okay, with you so that at least you can also try it. And this tutorial is basically for Tally users, because I think Tally is the only software I know that actually operates or that actually processes information in this particular format. Okay, yeah. So folks, thanks for watching, and do well to subscribe to my channel, Edward Kinslokan, and you'll be having more of these ones, at least to solve your business and operational issues. Thank you. Bye.